This man walked in, grabbed me by the back of my neck, turned me around and rammed his nasty tongue down my throat.
Oh my God.
Serious?
Putting a tongue down a woman's throat is not sexual assault. Chery Lee Ralph, the actress, recently came out and said that a TV judge sexually assaulted her. Welcome, everybody, to Brutally Honest Talk Radio. This is Elmo the Conservative, where we talk mostly about politics or government, but also and occasionally about social issues. The country is made up of men and women. A sexual assault is a problem. So this is an allegation, and she allegedly said that a TV judge sexually assaulted her. Nothing has been proven yet in court. I don't think that we need to believe all women. I believe that we need to listen to all women. Listen to all women. And it's important so that justice prevails, so that justice is carried out. So, just think about what you would want to happen if your daughter or your sister or your wife were sexually assaulted. You should want the person who did it to be prosecuted. So, assuming that this is all true, that's what should happen. So there's a lot of layers to this. And I want to say that at the beginning so that anyone is not confused how I feel about justice. No one is confused about what I'm saying about how I feel. Things need to be worked out and proven in court, whether something happened or it didn't happen. And then the guilty party, if there is a guilty party, needs to be punished for it. Okay, with that said, Chery Lee Ralph said that this happened about 25 years ago. So the first question that I have is, why did you wait so long? Why? Why did you wait so long? And I have, there are several articles that you can find online about this. The one that I'm reading from, this is from, looks like People magazine, like the logo is the P from People, but it's a website. And so I'll read to you some of this, okay? So, Judge Joe Brown threatens to sue over rumors he assaulted Chery Lee Ralph. So Joe Brown thinks that she's talking about him, even though she didn't say his name. So let's jump into this. The Abbott Elementary star recently said a famous TV judge sexually assaulted her early in her career, but she did not name the judge. Judge Joe Brown is speaking out against a sexual assault accusation made by Chery Lee Ralph, despite the fact she did not name him as her alleged assaulter. So this is 2023. I first saw Chery Lee Ralph on Good Times. That's the first time I saw her, as one of JJ's girlfriends. Okay? That was in the 70s. And this supposedly happened 25 years ago, sparking internet speculation that she might be referring to Brown. A famous TV judge groped and kissed her without her consent. She said the man in question was not Judge Greg Mathis. A day later, Brown responded in a tweet that threatened legal action. There's false rumors being spread that I mistreated a certain lady about 25 years ago, wrote Brown, who's 75 years old. I categorically deny both the accusations and acquaintance with the lady. Those rumors started where certain identified parties and spread. Those rumors started with certain identified parties and spread. They ought cease and desist or contemplate a defamation action. Brown also responded to a follow-up tweet asking why Ralph, 66, would lie about such serious allegations. Perhaps her congressman husband has an interest in the matter. All right, this is why I say there's several layers to this. Judge Joe Brown is running for mayor now. He's running on a Republican ticket. running for mayor. And so this comes out now. Judge Joe Brown, why did you implicate yourself? Why did you come out and threaten for a defamation suit and say, I deny these rumors? I mean, if somebody says, I was not at that jewelry store, I did not snatch those jewels. Or you just walk up to somebody and say, I did not hold up a liquor store last night. Then people are suspecting you. People are thinking, why didn't he at least wait until she dropped his name? She didn't say his name. You're implicating yourself. Now people are thinking that it's you. So whether or not this goes to court, regardless of what the verdict is, in court, the court of public opinion and society believes this now. This is out. That's another problem. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know if him running for mayor has anything to do with this. But again, there's such a thing as the statutes of limitation. 25 years go by. She recalled Monday on the Way Up with Angela Yee podcast, I'm at a very public place. I was suited. I had my suit on. I was handling my business for the television show I was on at the time. He and I were on the same network. Ralph continued, the man walked in, grabbed me by the back of my neck, turned me around, and rammed his nasty-ass tongue down my throat, and everybody at the network saw it. And she also said that the reason why she didn't say anything is because the network wanted her to be quiet. They didn't want her to say anything or make any waves. Okay, it must have not been that bad for you then. It must have not been something where you wanted anything to happen. Ladies, if there's any unwanted advances, say something. First of all, if somebody grabs your ass or gropes your breast or does anything that you don't want them to do, say something. And we know that Trump was accused. He said that you can go up to women and grab them in the crotch. And people said, Trump is a sexual assaulter. He wasn't convicted of that. If he ever did this to any lady, she needed to say something. And I'm still waiting to hear the names of Trump's accusers. I'm still waiting to hear the names. We know the name of Stormy Daniels, but Trump didn't sexually assault her. And that's another story. So she accepted, by the way, Stormy Daniels accepted the hush money. She accepted it. People come into agreement with something, and then later on they break the agreement, or then they want retribution. And this is, again, you got to think about what you would tell your daughter, your wife, your girlfriend, your sister. What would you tell them? Say something, and say something right away. So she said the network didn't want her to say anything. That's like at your job, someone sexually assaults you and management tells you not to go to human resources. And then years go by and you go to human resources and you say, well, management told me not to say anything. What's human resources going to say? They're going to say you're wrong. You shouldn't have waited. Ladies, when a man grabs you, touches you, puts his tongue down your throat, or whatever he does, if you don't say anything, men are assuming that you like it. You're encouraging them. And they're going to continue to do it, either to you or to someone else. The other thing is putting a tongue down a woman's throat is not sexual assault. For there to be sexual assault, I believe there has to be a sex organ involved. I mean, men have been raped in the behind. Okay, it was using the sex organ of the rapist. All right. So this isn't sexual assault. This is harassment. Sexual assault involves a sex organ. Some people in society today are changing the language of what's going on. So listen, YouTube, everybody, I'm not endorsing in any way sexual harassment. I'm defining it what the law defines. because you couldn't go into any police station and have someone prosecuted. I mean, I don't know. I don't even think you could have someone arrested. Maybe you could by kissing you, sticking their tongue in your mouth. So that's another problem. And then what would you tell your daughter or your sister? And to Chery Lee Ralph, I would say, why did you open your mouth? When you saw his mouth approaching your mouth, why didn't you clench, put your teeth together, break away? Or if he stuck his tongue in your mouth before you had a chance to put your teeth together, why didn't you bite his tongue? These are questions that I'm not hearing anyone ask. See, this is why Elmo is needed in the podcast world. I ask these type of questions, and it's a legitimate question. All right. And the network didn't want you to say anything. Shameful. Don't say the network, say what the network was, because they're covering up and endorsing. Now we know that Weinstein, he signed contracts. He had straight up contracts with Gwyneth Paltrow and all these women who he had sex with them. All right. Against their will. I mean, I guess, I don't know if you would call that rape. They signed a form in advance, and then they claimed that they didn't like it, or they didn't want it to hurt their career. They didn't want it to affect their payday. It makes you sound like a hoe, a whore, a prostitute, whatever. When you're worried about money, you're doing something that you don't want to do for money. Money, fame, notoriety, because you think it's going to affect your career. That sounds like a prostitute. So that's what I have to say about this. I want more to come out. I want her to say the name of this person. But again, I don't have too much sympathy for her because so much time has gone by. Like there's no shame in this. When someone is a victim, it's never the victim's fault. You may feel shame, but I remember with Bill Cosby, one of the women who he supposedly date raped or assaulted, okay, gave her a knockout drug and then took advantage of her. She said that she didn't tell her family because she didn't think that they would believe her. What? They didn't think that you would believe them. If my sister said that Jamie Foxx or Idris Elba or anybody, if she said that he took advantage of her, I'm going to believe her. Unless she has a reputation for lying. Unless she's known to lie in situations like this, then why wouldn't I believe her? That's all I got today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to Brutally Honest Talk Radio. Click the subscribe button. We have a whole channel with close to 150 episodes. I gotta mention Inger. Inger, the podcast queen, is the co-host on Brutally Honest Talk Radio. This is just a solo run that I did. Please go to our channel, Brutally Honest Talk Radio. We are not only on YouTube, but on Spotify, Stitcher, Rumble, and iTunes. And you can also follow us on Twitter, and we have a Facebook group. Thank you, everybody. Take care, and we'll catch you on the next episode.